Welcome back.
What is this creation of these humans?
I
didn't notice you were here.
Who's singing?
Alright, so let's do another side quest. The Repair Imperiled.
Oh boy, that's another side quest.
And Monsieur, might I have a word with you?
What is this human dribble I am looking at?
Starscream, go away.
Well, you do know
No, that's actually Megatron Dwibs. You don't want to make him mad.
We're not in this game, alright? There's no transforming mechas. Now piss off.
Let me finish before you say no.
Oh,
Yeah, let her
I'll be right
finish.
back.
No good could ever come out of dealing with that fellow.
He's talking about Inspector Godot.
Perhaps, but I need your help.
Yeah.
against
We just need to give him his coffee and then he'll be alright.
Never mind.
Inspector Godot is
Just
sniffing at the door.
give Godot
Okay.
his coffee. Be alright.
Basically, Inspector Godot is suspecting that maybe this tavern is housing adventurers, as it is. So basically, she's asking for help.
Oh no!
A character named Godot who has a run-in with the game's protagonist.
Pea-sized bread.
I know that's technically not ripping off, but considering the trend of this game so far...
I'll need you
No,
to
it's just
distract
taking great.
yourself.
It's being inspired by. There's a difference.
Well, without the repair...
Jeez, what's next? Are they gonna actually rip off Kojima's work next?
Actually, Joe, but remember, this is they've already done that with the stealth sections. Remember, this is from a former Metal Gear producer.
Enough reason for
Well, to be fair, those are stealth sections. What I mean is, like, would they actually pull something that you would normally see in a Kojima product?
No, we're not gonna see nanomachines in this game, sadly.
Because honestly, considering the relationship...
It's a shame, because some clones and nanomachines would definitely make this plot a little more interesting.
Now, could you
And sadly, Joe, but there's no Keeper Sutherland here either.
Hey, Pedro, what happens if you put in the Konami code, by the way?
May I ask why?
God damn it, you guys in the Konami code. Okay, spoilers. Nothing happens if you put in the Konami code. There, you happy?
What? That's completely unorthodox, as our good friends over in Britain would say.
We don't say
I'm
that.
counting on you, Monsieur.
Well, too bad. Television and movies say you do.
Well, television and movies may be lying.
Alright.
Oh no! The inspector's here.
Inspector Grosky?
preparing for
No,
such
Dwibs,
a
this
raid.
character is actually
It
boring.
is a fool.
So,
who
sorry.
rushes his way.
Ugh.
What are we going to do?
Well, this music is okay, I guess.
Actually, in part 8, we're actually going to hear what I think is actually a really good piece of music in a specific emotional scene, but we're still 3 parts away from there, so...
Yeah.
I guess if I can give the music anything, the music is quite possibly the most original thing so far. Well, original, like, well, it's not really making me say, oh, I've heard this from somewhere before. Wait, why is that guy dressed up like Damon Gant?
Got you, Lautrec.
Got you.
No, seriously, he's dressed like Damon Gant.
Dun, da, 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 da.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if there really is a
Hello.
hidden agenda here.
Hello, Shiroi.
Shiroi.
Basically,
Shiroi, does
Shiroi...
that outfit remind you of a certain Ace Attorney character from Rise from the Ashes?
Goings on in there.
I wonder.
Passing
Okay, what is the... Who in the right mind borrowed my coat? I know I'm going to jail, but seriously, have a decency to treat it. Yes, that's right, Capcom actually let me out of jail just so I could give Konami one for...
Alright, that's the time. I'll go back to jail.
I don't know what you
Basically, Shiroi, while you were gone, basically the milady asked us for help because Inspector Godot is near at the brink of discovering that the repair is housing adventurers and helping them and shit. So basically we have to distract Godot. Yeah.
Also, Shiroi, I'm gonna let you in on this. This, Inspector Godot is rivaling our series protagonist. Well, I'm gonna let you in on this. The main rival for Trials and Tribulations is a guy named Godot, who has a bone to pick with Phoenix. Just like this game.
Well, the interest that's the thing, Joe. But Godot is actually has a reason and is an actually interesting character. Whereas Godot, we never actually learned his reasoning. So, and since this game never got a sequel, we're never gonna get it.
Many times since I began.
Yeah,
Because this game, as Dwibs confirmed for us, bombed gloriously, both
Oh, wait, because
commercially
let me get
and critically.
let me guess, Pedro. This is one of those games, or anything's a fiction that pompously assumes it's going to get a sequel. Let me guess, they leave a lot of loose ends, don't they?
It's like Doug's first movie.
They do actually. Yeah, you're actually right on the money there.
And yes, I'll address this, folks. Yes, Great Ace Attorney does leave some loose plot ends, but that one actually has more reason to, and they actually still get any plot threads that would drive you mad out of the way.
Okay, guys, I've got an experiment I'm going to do for this part.
What?
Sleep commentating. I'll have my eyes shut and commentate at the same time.
No.
No. He doesn't mean he's gonna snore. He's just saying like he's gonna commentate with his eyes closed. That's what he means.
Yes.
Oh, good idea.
Because I'm really tired.
Go ahead.
So you're gonna base it on your sounds?
Okay,
I'm
allow me to recap
turning
what
this
happened
light
because
off.
we talked over it. Okay, basically they gave. Oh, you have a map right there. That means you're an adventurer. Well, what here? Why don't you, here? We don't even go into the unless you caught us red-handed. You cannot really arrest us. Okay, fine, but I'll get you next time, Lautrec. Next time.
So, question: does he actually have a disdain for adventurers in general, or are we only really gonna
Again,
get to see
Jova,
his
I don't
rid of
know.
Lautrec?
I don't know, Jova. They never explained it in this game. So sorry.
So let me get this straight, though. Adventurers get in trouble because they go looking for treasure, which is considered grave robbing, even though that would technically be more archaeological stuff. I mean, yeah, they don't have a warrant, but I think that, a discovery of a lost artifact would be met more with praise as opposed to immediate arrest.
Yeah. Basically, I skipped over the whole riddle solving part because
It's boring.
it's
So what's this?
that too. But basically, don't worry. I am gonna show off the riddle in the next part because the riddle in the next part actually does have a little twist to it, unlike the other ones. So I'll show that one.
Let me guess, if you get the puzzle wrong, the puzzle explodes and you die instantly.
Dwibs, that would actually be kind of cool. So
So, question, Pedro. I may go, why didn't you just skip ahead to the part where they find the treasure, or just something special happened during this?
because cutscenes, as you can see.
Doctor, what are we going to
Pay no
Why don't we just do the same thing we've done before? Sneak around them.
That's exactly what we're gonna do,
mean the
Jova.
inspector knows we're here?
No. A hands-on fellow like Godot would come himself if he suspected.
Godot?
Yes, Godot.
Right.
Not the interesting one, Dwibs, the boring one.
Now,
You pronounced it Godot.
Well, these are British actors, Dwibs, so they should know their stuff.
Again, why is it that in a lot of these stuff, I mean, there was even a mini-series dedicated to the rise of Hitler, and yet for some reason the
Hold on,
Germans, when
Jova.
they speak in English, speak in British accents.
Okay, it's time to do some quote-unquote thinking. Okay, here we go. Okay, Dwibs, try to solve the puzzle with your eyes closed.
Okay, can you tell me what the puzzle is then?
It's a crossword
It's a
puzzle.
crossword.
Crossword puzzle.
I don't think you'll have much luck solving
If
this
I remember
one,
correctly,
guys.
Shiroi, you're not big on these.
No, not really.
Okay, let me guess. The third one is going to go on the row on the left.
Let me see. Let's see. Actually, nope. You're wrong. Actually,
I generally
actually, no,
find
you're right.
stuff-
Actually, in the left. It's on the left. Actually, technically. So yeah, you technically kind of got it right.
Yes, I can solve puzzles with my eyes.
We did it! I solved the
generally
crossword
find-
puzzle. I feel so complete now. You guys don't
A
even know.
crossword puzzle.
When you say it like that, it's like I generally find crossword puzzles boring.
See, here's the thing about these crossword puzzles, though. Doesn't having the words already there for you kind of defeat the original purpose of a crossword puzzle?
Fuck your reasons.
You're implying that developers think we have a brain.
Yes. What do you think? I mean, level 5 assumes we have a brain. These guys assume we don't. That's the big difference.
So,
Most of the time, level 5.
Baby's
we have a
first
brain.
puzzle game.
Well, Dwibs,
So now it's
I'm talking
French
about the
education.
puzzles, not the stories.
So now it comes down to this. Which game is more patronizing? This game with its puzzles, or Final Fantasy Mystic Quest?
Okay, now Dwibs, we're doing Lego.
Whoa.
We're basically fitting the pieces into the part.
Yeah.
Remember, I've got my eyes shut here, so I can't really.
Wait a minute, how is this supposed... Oh, that's how it's supposed to, okay.
Remember, I'm asleep commentating.
Well, you know what they say, Dwibs. Sometimes it's best to know what's going on.
I can tell by sound.
Woo!
Yeah.
I solved it! Yay! a fucking,
Sure, wasn't
a
that
fucking kindergartner
riveting?
could solve these. Seriously.
Actually, Pedro, I can do that more. I remember when my cousin, when she was like a toddler, actually woke up early in the morning, got my sister's DS, and actually played a game on it. I'm betting that even she could ace this game, given enough time.
I feel like Brock from Pokemon now.
I mean, because like, seriously, from what I've seen, all this stuff is
in
pretty
that
much...
case, Dwibs, go to the kitchen and get yourself a frying pan so you can use it as a drying pan.
Frying pan.
You know, I think I've really seen the real problem with this game in its entirety. Every time,
Just now?
it's pretty much... No. I mean, the really core problem with the gameplay. It's like, well... okay. Aside from these battles, all the riddles, puzzles, and whatnot are literally just hit and miss. But not just any sort of hit and miss. They're hit and miss to the core. It's like, basically, with the crosswords. Hey, just find any number of letters that, fits the number that you need. Boom, there you go. Just hit and miss. Hey, having trouble with the riddles? Sure, you just keep doing them over and over again. I mean, okay, yeah, you do technically get punished by being led on a wild goose chase, but honestly, the way they do it, it doesn't even really seem that punishing. Heck, if anything, you may actually want to do that just so you can get more dialogue and lore out of this godforsaken universe.
Hey guys,
And even stuff like spot the differences. It's like, okay, I'll just see if I get it right or wrong. I mean, there's no real downfall.
Hey guys.
Go ahead.
Yeah, technically in late you didn't have a punishment, but you still did lose picker-rats.
Yeah.
I mean, I will forget the wrong answers, but here, nothing. Nada. It's literally, you can just brute force your way through this entire game.
Hold on, what is it?
Okay, now go on. Rant over.
Yeah, Doble likes ranting. Anyway, there's an advantage to sleep commentating.
What?
You can pretend the sound effects you're hearing are in a better game, with much more interesting stuff going on screen.
So what are you imagining? That we're looking at King's Quest Part 2, Episode 2?
Actually, I'm imagining a King's Quest Harry Potter crossover.
Well, since there's wands in both, yeah.
But yeah,
Hey,
okay,
Shiroi,
guys,
look,
and
I beat
audience,
the
I
Pokemon.
apologize for my rant, but like, well,
Sorry,
you got it. Oh.
Sorry?
I beat the Pokemon.
Wow.
Yay.
Anyway,
But anyway,
Shiroi,
guys,
you're
and
up.
audience,
Hold on, Shiroi, you're up.
Okie dokie.
can you tell me where
Excellent idea. To the surface we go.
I didn't say anything. Yes, Doctor.
There you go.
Still
Now
didn't say anything.
now you said something.
Anywho, audience, I apologize for my rant. It's just like, I get real passionate on this sort of stuff, and yeah, I have to admit, it is infuriating how there's not really much challenge. It's like in Final Fantasy XIII, where you can pretty much just press the X button, A button, the standard button.
Okay, I think I can keep my eyes awake now.
Okay.
Now I have you red-handed.
So how is the Trek gonna get out of this
You're
one?
under arrest, Lautrec.
What did he do?
Let's track.
He went into an underground cave, which according to Godot it's a crime, for some reason.
Let's track.
Trespassing, I guess.
Pedro, can I guess?
Spare me your
Go ahead.
The Trek just decides to Chandler's in a GTA and punch him in the face.
Dwibs, again, you're thinking about something cool happening. You don't do that in this game. You're only gonna be
Oh, so
disappointed.
that's how he gets out of it.
You expect me to
He
believe
simply
the
lies.
conspirator's alibi?
You'll see, hold on.
How can you prove it? You did just arrive, didn't you?
Oh, you're so full of shit.
Why? Always lies for everything, don't you?
You know,
Every
Doc.
puzzle has an answer. I mean, every puzzle has a solution.
Yeah.
We were merely taking
You're not even trying.
Oh, wait. Stop right there. Okay, so you say you didn't go in there, but then you say that you took a peek in there. Objection much?
Jerry, you're implying this series has
But even
any
Godot
sort of
pointed.
consistency.
But even Inspector Godot pointed out more lies. He literally sees right through him. When you think about it in some ways. Oh, never mind.
Alright, so...
I'll talk after this scene.
Alright, after this quest, Inspector Godot pretty much drops from the game. I'm not even kidding. This is it, pretty much, for him.
What?
What?
Yeah, what?
I love Sophie's sprite when she's surprised. Like, she looks like she's just seen a fucking ghost.
Wait, what? How is it Lautrec's fault? So let me get this straight. Opera House gets raided. It's Lautrec's fault, apparently.
Yes,
Huh.
because, reasons.
Game, if you want me to like Lautrec, you can't just make Godot an insufferable dickish idiot.
This is well, Joe, but this is basically how it is in terms of this is how we do lazy writing. How do we make us the character the people audience likes the dickish main character? Simple, make a character who's even more of a dickish. But we got basically they needed to basically pull a House MD to make this work, as Viv can confirm for me.
Milady.
Yeah, but
I'll bring up another problem I
but the
have
only
with
difference is
Lautrec
House
after
MD
this.
is actually fun.
I know, but I'm talking about in terms of the main character is technically an asshole, but what makes it work is the fact that especially the last episode me and Dwibs saw, where Foreman literally calls House on his bullcrap.
It's nice to know our efforts
Yeah.
paid off.
Speaking of which, I'll talk more about that after the scene, because I actually like these scenes with Claude and Milady.
Yeah.
Allow me to toast the heroes who saved Le Repair.
Awesome. Good. Get your alcohol.
For such an occasion.
I don't have any.
We did it.
Wasted it all on Chappie.
I don't know.
Don't worry, I'm sure South Africa will supply you with some more eventually. They're sending a whole gallon tanker of it.
I need to start a joke with this. I need to start randomly calling Shiroi by Madame to see if she reacts like this.
You did you?
Yeah.
I'd just probably laugh it off.
Okay. So Madame Shiroi,
Yes.
Okay. The scene's over.
would you
Let me
like some
point out.
fox legs?
Oh, you did poorly.
Like I care.
Anywho.
France.
Okay. Let me bring up a problem I have with that scene where Lautrec.
Hold on, Jova.
outright
We're actually
lied.
gonna get back to the main plot now, so save it for later.
Well, it's actually about the scene, so I might as well try and get it out of the way quickly, and I will try
Trust
and
me,
do it
Jova. You're not
quickly
gonna have
before-
time. I'm already there. You're not gonna have time. Don't worry, Jova. We get what you mean.
It depends. I'll just wait till the next moment. Oh, a cutscene.
That's why I said.
Haven't.
Well, I think it's good and it's well animated at least.
Oh, I know.
These are the gardens of
Oh,
Why
you
is the
trust-
monkey there? I'm sorry, that monkey is just so confused. Why the fuck is the monkey there?
Because monkeys. Because
Okay,
monkeys are
everybody.
cool.
Okay, everybody. And now it's time to more lecture on French history you don't give a shit about.
Well, according to the profile, the monkey.
Oh,
has a
listen,
relationship
Jova.
with
This is important somehow.
Le Notre was the greatest French landscape
I got a theory as to why the monkey's there.
principal gardener to Louis XIV.
The developers
my
of the
God,
game
what-
really love Speed Racer.
Do we really need a backstory on the garden?
The garden Le Notre.
Well, it's trivia. However, okay, you know what? You forced my hand, Konami. I hate to say it, but Assassin's Creed Unity was more interesting than this. The most broken Assassin's Creed game ever did this better than you, Konami.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You see, if this were Assassin's Creed Unity, you would actually be, in the middle of the action. Okay. I'll give at least off this. When they actually do the historical moments, they actually put you
I
right
love
in the
how,
action.
by
You
the
don't
way-
care about it.
By the way, I love how after I inserted that clip, the first line after with Sophie was, "What a terrible story." I know, right?
But yeah. I mean, honestly, the least they could have done was actually
Hold
give
on,
us
this
flashback.
is actually
cutscenes.
important. This is actually important.
Who
So
is that Vidocq fellow?
Yes, well, he's a distant relation of mine.
Why didn't you tell us this earlier?
We're closer a
Because who
generation
cares?
ago. Ever since he heard
Well,
about the
he's the
Skeleton
villain. We should know something about him.
You know what else is bad about this game?
What?
I thought he
What?
might be able
I don't even have the energy to muster up my Dick Layton persona, so I can.
Yeah.
You don't even
To be
remember.
fair, you
Well,
already
Lautrec
gave this
murdered
game the good brunt of it. Besides, it's much more fun when we have multiple characters pointing out the
Please just
ripoffs.
forget I said
Let's see,
anything.
we've had Edgeworth, Layton, Luke, David Gant.
Doctor,
Huh, I wonder who'll be next.
Basically, apparently Marie already knows Lautrec from somewhere, so...
Gee, doesn't this remind you of a certain fourth entry in a certain series we've also commented on?
So apparently this game seems to love ripping off
And before you
both
say it,
Layton and
Dwibs,
SCWRM.
and before you say something, Dwibs, yes, it's true. Last Spectre did come out in the West in 2011, but it came out in Japan in 2009, so it still counts.
Alright.
Yeah, level 5 can take a bit of time with the localizations.
True, but hey, Jova, look at the bright side. At least we get the localizations.
And here we are. The old war fountain.
Not to mention the localizations.
Okay,
in,
so see-
not to mention the localizations in level 5 games are always
I
pretty
know,
much
I know.
flawless anyway. So if anything, that gives them time
Oh,
to
I-
get them right. All right, and now it's
Oh, I
time.
know,
This
I know.
tutorial uses the stylus. So we got this. Okay, basically a paragraph
Wait,
from
is this actually
Mentier.
you sort of puzzle?
Yes. Well, not so much a puzzle. You'll see. A paragraph from Menier de Monteiro Lizarati. Whatever. The two that turn the gardens of Versailles. This is played on the 3D screen. Let's stroll through the gardens according to what's written there. Press L or R button to display the English translation. So don't worry, we won't have to read French here. There we go. Upon passing
if
the
this was
Encelade,
that-
we do proceed round the distance the halfway of that. And having considered it, okay, hold on. A map for moving through the gardens is displayed on the touchscreen. So basically use the stylus to draw the path. And basically you have to draw a path that fits what's written there. And having considered it,
Oh my
thereupon we
god!
emerge-
Is this actually a puzzle that actually makes you think?
Actually, Joe, but these puzzles are absurdly easy, as I'm about to demonstrate.
Whoa.
Well, think about this. Upon passing
Oh,
the
okay,
Encelade,
okay,
so
okay,
basically
okay,
all we do is go there, and it says, round a distance the halfway of that, which basically means that I have to spin around the Encelade fountain, and then go to the goal.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's what I'm about to show off.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, wait,
I
no,
mean,
this-
honestly, if they wanted to make this tougher, what they should have done was give us, like a whole maze of stuff, and then try and figure out something based on that.
Alright, basically...
And why do we have to circle around twice?
Because it's written there.
Because we do.
Because it's written there. It's that's the riddle part of the riddle.
So let me get this straight. If you don't circle around twice, you'll get...
Wait,
you won't-
wait. Accordion?
Night
Oh,
Night is
no.
something special?
And no new cryptograms indicating...
You guys there?
Yeah, we're here, don't worry. We're just trying to listen.
Maybe we're in the wrong place.
Yeah,
No,
the wrong game,
we're not gonna-
specifically.
So it should be. Let's take a look at that cryptogram again. There are different typefaces.
Shiroi, you've been kind of quiet. What's your take on all this?
That's some sort of hint. But
Shiroi?
The puzzles are
walk the route
terribly
again, paying closer
boring.
heed to the cryptogram.
The French history doesn't really. Oh,
Hold on, shut down for a moment so we can hear Shiroi. Please. Go ahead, Shiroi.
no, the French history doesn't seem to be all that important in the grand scheme of things. They could have come up with a more creative way to move the plot along.
There we go.
That's a perfect segue. That's a perfect segue. Actually, Shiroi, let me ask you this question.
Hold on, Joe. I'm about to solve the incredibly difficult puzzle.
What? You walk around 3 times now?
No, I did the exact same thing now. Because the tutorial literally taught me how to solve the puzzle, and then it made me solve the puzzle. Okay? That's right. The tutorial that this game thinks we're so stupid that the tutorial actually tells us how to solve the puzzle. There, now solve it.
Oh, I see. So
I
that's
went
how
into
the
this
puzzle
game with an open mind, and I hate it.
It's like I said, it's like the PC version of the Spider-Man 2 game. It literally shows you in pictures how to beat the boss.
Now,
Oh,
And
Joe,
to be fair, the Spider-Man 2 game had more reason for that. But anyway, Shiroi.
Yes.
Okay, Shiroi. Notice how you said that you don't like how this game is, sort of giving you a lecture. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a game that constantly tells you about the history, or would you rather have a game that actually puts you right into the action of the history?
T
I would rather be pushed into the action.
Obviously.
Exactly. Okay, yeah. Honestly, they should have pulled an Assassin's Creed here. Yes, for all the problems that series has, what every single entry manages to do well is actually putting you right into the action of the historical moment. So it actually gives you a reason to be educational. And why not? Show, don't tell. Stop doing the objection pose.
Oh, Doctor, you haven't changed a bit.
Spoilers, the whole thing about her knowing Lautrec is unlike Emmy is actually incredibly boring and disappointing.
But I thought you said that Marie's backstory was actually interesting.
No, that's Sophie.
A church in Paris.
Oh, Sophie. Oh, Marie.
No, Marie is not a character, she's a plot device, basically. She's not...
Yes, but
She's like that
She's
usual. She's like that usual timid girl.
She's a speller, but a year early.
Actually, I'm gonna give a spell of this. At least the speller does more. At least she has.
Well,
something.
what more does she do then?
Well, a speller actually. I can't really talk too much about that without spoiling Shiroi.
Let's get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
For now, let's just...
treasure animatus.
Well,
treasure
Okay.
What else can I
animatus.
talk about? What's this game doesn't really give
Okay,
me a whole
Pedro,
lot.
the scene seems repetitive. Can I now bring up the issue I had with
Go ahead,
that scene?
go ahead, why not? Might as well.
Okay. The way Lautrec got out of the issue was by downright lie. Okay, protagonists will occasionally lie to get out of their way. That's okay. But the way he lied is so scumbaggish. I mean, even Inspector Godot points out that he's just piling on lie after lie. And, okay, that's just not a protagonist you can get with. I mean, it's not even a good role model for kids. I mean, seriously. How does he get out of it? Oh, well, we didn't go in there, but then, we just took a peek in there. I mean, seriously, Konami, when your protagonist is pretty much the equivalent to the usual bad guy in Ace Attorney, one who puts on poor lie after lie only to get caught, I don't think I really like playing as this guy.
In this game?
Yeah. It's like I said, my problem isn't that he lied, it's just the way he lied is done in such a scumbag manner. It's like, wouldn't it be more better if they actually just tried finding the loophole in general, instead of just trying to bluntly lie but then resort to another one?
There's a flaw in your suggestion, Jova. That would require clever writing.
But yeah, I mean, you guys can see where I'm coming from on this, right?
Of course we can.
Yes.
The problems are staring at us blatantly in the face anyway.
Honestly, you guys are the only thing keeping me awake through all this.
Don't worry, Dwibs. If Shiroi has time after this, I have a cool 10-minute video that'll wake you back up.
Oh boy, 10 more minutes.
It's
No,
cool.
no, no,
It's
no,
not a bit.
Not of this,
I'm not
Dwibs. Don't worry, Dwibs. It's not of this.
What was that you said, Shiroi?
I said, it's okay, Dwibs.
Again.
I mean, I have to leave soon, but I'm not in any rush.
Oh, good.
Basically, yeah.
So what are we doing now?
it's like I said. It's like I said. At least Layton's entertaining. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
new quest.
Whether it be real or dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ah.
Basically, now basically this is the shop where I can basically while we were talking, Jova was ranting. Melody explained to us, okay, and before you go to the Église Saint Paul Saint Louis, it's a good idea for you to take part in some more side quests so you can get better Pokemon, so you can fight just in case you find a really strong Pokemon. And to the game, and
Applying chargely into the fray. Hey, Pedro, charging blindly into the fray. Does that sound familiar?
Okay.
Anyway, what were you gonna say, Pedro?
Basically, yeah, like Milady suggested, it's a good idea to do side quests so you can get stronger Pokemon, so you can fight better, especially because the first boss in the game can actually be pretty hard, and if you're not prepared. So yeah, in the next part we'll do the Greatest Exhibition and a Curious Shellfish Dish, which is a particular side quest where I am going to show right there and there how I solve one of the riddles without even reading them. I
Didn't you already show us that in this part? I'm pretty sure you had to do a little of any reading
No.
in that one.
No, what I did in this part was I skipped over the riddle part, remember? And I went
No,
straight to the dungeon.
No. I'm not talking about that riddle. I'm talking about the maze riddle.
No, not the maze riddle. Talking about the actual riddle when we're figuring out where the labyrinth is. Basically, I'm going to literally be mashing. I'm going to be literally mashing the A button all the way through without even reading it, and yet I'll still solve it. Anyway.
Well, you played Final Fantasy 13 for the channel, so I guess you're used to this.
Oh, yep, of course. Anyway, everybody, see you for the next part.
Hopefully when I'm more awake.
See ya.
Yes.